Well, hello, I'm Dale Delbert, Benchmark Realty, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. This is your status chat on the day of April 23rd, 2021. Now, as always, I have your numbers. We'll save them for the last because I want to relay something to you very, very quickly. And it is just real simple. Sometimes in this business, we get confronted with different views of our job and what we do here. Now, I've had people say, well, I'll just buy and sell my own house. I don't need you. That's too much chunk of money, and I don't want to spend that money because I can do a just as good a job as you can. And perhaps for some people in relationships, that is a true statement. But I was in some place just this week, sitting down. It was a quiet, kind of confined in areas. As you know, sometimes they'll scooch people into one little area when the business is not full so they don't mess up all the little tables. And I could hear someone who I'm acquainted with was talking to a friend of theirs, and they were saying, well, the problem with the housing market is all those realtors are out there snapping up all the homes before people can find out about it, and you can't work on it, you can't get that shot at it. And both of those are someone's opinion, and opinions are valid. However, they may or may not be particularly accurate, because quite honestly, which can it be? Is it that you can handle that job the way a real estate professional does, or is it that the real estate professionals have a lock on the market and they know where all the goodies are? Well, the truth is, it's a very competitive market, and we have this thing called clear cooperation. Our professional association set up a situation to address that criticism before it got to be an actual valid criticism. And what it says is, if you're going to use that database to market a home, you have to apply certain rules, and we cannot do certain things. There is a difference between companies, and let's assume we all follow the same guidance and rules and act morally and responsibly. The ones who do this and produce more probably are better at knowing where to look. Take a bass fisherman. Do you think you can outfish a professional fisherman? Chances are he knows where the greatest fishing holes are. He's got the skills and the experience. I don't know how you want to look at it, but that's kind of where we are. But the problem right now that a lot of us are seeing are market driven, because each one of these areas, these MLSs, are based with a different group in control of just that one little area. And so nationwide, we don't control how the world works. We play within the rules just like you would. Now, I put this map up before you. I want you to look at this map real quickly, and you see what's before you. You see some red states and some orange states and some light kind of yellowish states, and even there's in there a gray one where the data wasn't available. Now, what this says is the red states are selling for existing structures 50% above their asking price, okay, on average. Now we look at it, we see that Tennessee happens to be in orange. How fitting is that Tennessee's orange? But Tennessee orange is 25 to 50%. And of course we have the yellow a little bit up to 25, and only, I think, two states I see, if we do Alaska, don't have data relayed to the National Association of Realtors. Now here's one of the things I want to point out. Right now, lumber prices are getting slammed as being the cause of it all, but it's not just lumber, it's everything. And in fact, the pandemic did not cause all of this. We can't blame it on it. It may be used as a justification. Truth is, we didn't suddenly have a lightning strike and lose 4 million acres of timberland. The trees are still there. They're growing. They're getting bigger. They're going to be there when next time we go get them. The issue is, do we have the capacity to process, to turn it from lumber to wood products? And there are like 3 major producers, and they are going great on the stock market. Their prices are jumping, things are going well. There is a fixed capacity, sort of like ammunition. People are buying a lot. That's fueling the panic, but there is still the same need. These existing homes you see in the red are going up because as the price of new construction goes up, it raises the value of an existing home that's ready and available today. And that's where we sit. And we look at some of this stuff, we see that there may be some onerous rules and regulations in these areas that may be making the cost of construction even worse. So in a state like, say, California, which according to my screen says it's in the 60% price over list price, if the new construction is overburdened with regulations, it costs that much more to make a new house, the old houses jump up in price. But if someone can sell a house like a 1,200 square foot house that has a little bit of yard to it in an area that's now mandating that you can't have anything but a townhouse unless you share a wall with someone else, the zero lot line, that's going to make that existing older home with a little bit of grass to mow much prettier and much desirable. And so that's what happens. A lot of these people are leaving these places, selling a home like that for maybe $1 million with cash in their pocket, move to Tennessee and find them a home for half or a third of that, pocket the rest, or maybe even buy a lake home to go with it. Now I have this chart by Zonda, data by Zonda, total housing inventory and month supply by county. We see that we have 6.1 months of supply, although we have the highest number of units. Now, you look at some place like Dixon County, they have very few units and a little bit longer supply at that. That's telling us that our demand is more for Rutherford, a little bit less for Dixon County. Number of vacant developed lots. That means ready to be built on with power and utilities available. And we see how 2021 took a serious nosedive from the year 2020, which was actually going good. We were doing great guns between 2019 and 2021. Hello, I'm Dale Delbridge of Benchmark Realty, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. If you are currently unrepresented and would like to know how to compare up to 3 properties side by side and room by room, then go over to my new YouTube channel, Call Dale to Sell. That's one L in Dale, no spaces. Watch the demo on Real Scout and then call me and we'll set up your exclusive ad-free account today. The lots under construction by county. All right, we have the blue and excavated, orange is Pay Street, pink is streets finished. And we see that Rutherford County has the most in excavated, but they're not available right now to build on. And so we can expect some of these starts to be on out there a little bit further. Okay, before we run out of memory and we make this episode too long, let's look at last week's numbers. We had 8050, which was a decrease over the previous period in the opportunities in the Real Scout system, which, as you remember, include coming soons, because at Benchmark, we want you to see them when they're coming soon. We want you to be able to say, hey, I want to take a look at that one just as soon as it's ready. Maybe we're looking at the pictures. We want to get something going ahead of time. We got you. Now, we had in the under contract still showing 50-19, and the ratio between those was 62%. Both of those last two numbers were increasing. This week in the system, 79-65, which was a further decrease in availables, whether they're coming soon or actually showing. 50-33, which is increasing in the number that are holding on to those contracts but still showing, and the ratio increased at 63%. So you can go it alone if you want to, but if you want some professional help, call Dale to Sell. If you need help out of state, you can still call Dale. We'll find you someone vetted and proven, and we'll see if we can't get that taken care of. And realize that it's a tough market out there, and there's a lot of different things doing it, not just one thing. So we appreciate you. Have a good weekend.